Hey everyone, it's Miss Doyle here. I was just going to go ahead and start our first math lesson for the week. Happy Monday. I hope everybody had a wonderful weekend. And so when you pull out your Chapter 10 packet for the math, you are going to see this on front. It says Math in Focus, School to Home Connections. This page right here is just going to give you some information about each of the unit chapters and lessons. So basically this is just laying it out so that you can understand everything a little bit better to help your child at home. If you have any questions after this video, please feel free to reach out. I will do my best to answer any questions that I can. And we also have it in Spanish, just in case anybody might be a different language learner. So, lesson number 2 is our first lesson. And basically what we're doing here is we're looking at ways to add in our brain. So mental addition basically means that we are just doing it inside our brains and not doing a bunch of, we call it hamburger way, where it's top to bottom. And they're just finding strategies to help them add without having to do too much of the work. So on number 1, you can see that there's a 4 in the ones and there's a 3 in the ones. And the question says 24 plus 3. So we know the two ones can be added together in our brain to make that a 7, and then the 2 10s remains the 20, so 27. So far, so good. Okay, so again, the second one, we have 2 and 7, and when we put those two numbers together, we have 9 in the ones, and we have 8 in the 10s, making that 89. Okay, and so on and so forth. Now, sometimes numbers are a little bit bigger, and you have to regroup them. For example, when we get down here to 35 plus 6, you see that 5 and 6, when you add them together, they don't make an even single-digit number. They become 10 or higher, and it's 11. So we know that it's not easy to find a way to do that. So the strategy we're trying to teach the kids is to make this 6 a 10 by, in your brain, just adding 4 to that to make this a 10. So we're going to pretend that this is 35 plus 10. And that's what they have right here. Okay, so 35 plus 10 is 45. So all I did was I turned my 6, I just rounded it up to an easy landmark number, which is a 10. We call landmark numbers any number that we can get easily that ends with a 5 or a 0. So that's what our 10 is. So 35 and 10. Now we have 45. We know that's not the answer because we added on 4 too many. So we've actually put 4 there that weren't there, and now we have to just take them away. So 45 minus 4 comes down to 41. So the answer to 35 plus 6 is 41. So all you're doing, it's called make a 10 strategy. I'm just going to write that down, make a 10. And basically this is just the number bond for it. What numbers did you use right here when you had 6? The other complementary number was 4, because 6 and 4 make 10. So that's all they were doing here, is just show you there's a 6 and a 4. In the problem there was a 6, but you pretended to add 4 on to make it 10. So 35 and 10 became your problem, and then you just work backwards from there. That is mental math. That is a strategy we are going to teach the kids while they are working. Again, if we take this 5 and turn it into a 10. In my brain, I know that I have accidentally added on 5 extras, but I know that when I'm doing the problem, it's easier to add with a landmark number like 10 and go backwards from there. So 67 plus 10 is 77. To go backwards from there, I'm going to take the 77, and I accidentally added on 5, so that is my difference to get rid of. So 77 minus 5 brings me down to 72. So 67 plus 5 is 72. I hope that this helps and gives you a better idea of how to do this math. If there are any other questions from this moment on, please contact your child's teacher, or you can email me at kdoyle@lakefentonschools.org. We are all here in this together, and we are all willing to support any questions that you have. Hopefully that was a good enough lesson for you to understand the rest of it. Basically, the whole page is just going to go through, if it's not an easy, quick, one-digit answer, when you add it, and when you add the ones placed together and it becomes a 2-digit answer where you have to regroup, just turn it into a 10, and it makes it so much easier to work backwards from there. Any questions? Please reach out and let us know. Have a great day, and kids, I hope you're having a great Monday, and you're having a great 3 days off so far. Talk to you soon. We all love you, and we all miss you so much. Goodbye.